Yo, the mute button almost got me. But not today, not today. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JD, aka Mr. December. And guess what? We back again with another video, y'all. Listen, another live stream, another therapeutic Tuesday. Listen, y'all, the conversation got so good last week with Therapeutic Tuesday that I had to run it back again. So yeah, we doing it tonight, y'all. So what I need everybody to do is please make sure you hit the like button on your way in. Make sure you share the video so that everybody knows exactly what we're doing over here. We got a great conversation lined up for y'all tonight. And listen, I, for one, have got to get some things off of my chest. Got some things I got to get off my chest, y'all. So one of the things that we've been talking about in spaces like this is that it seems like a lot of ladies are playing games. Now, not just ladies, some of the guys too, but we talking about the ladies tonight. That's why I got to get it off my chest. And to help me get it off my chest, I have somebody backstage with me, y'all. And y'all know this lovely face. I believe y'all want to see another face besides mine. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. The one, the only, Antoinette. Say something to the people, Antoinette.
Hey, greetings, everyone. Of course, it's a pleasure to be here, ready to get this on and popping and see what's going on. How's everybody week going?
All right. We doing good, Antoinette. How you feeling? Everything going your way?
I can't complain. We in living color, so
Mm-hmm.
that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And you can hear me all right, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me know. Are my sound effects too loud this week?
Oh no, you see, that's perfect. You on it. You on it today. Yes.
Was that too loud? Cause
No, that was perfect.
that was perfect. Okay, because I
Hmm.
had somebody tell me, "Yo, JD, I like what you're doing. You trying to level up, but turn your sound effects down just a little bit, man." And then I listened back to it, and I was like, "Yo, that was loud." But we
It's
doing
kind of
good
loud.
though. A little trial and error, but
Yeah.
we doing good. So I'm so glad that you are here, Antoinette. Again, the conversation got so good.
Mhm.
It got so good last week, and it felt so good to get some things off of my chest, right? And I'm pretty sure it felt good to get some things off of your chest. Am I right about it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I found it fitting that we only do it again because I'm tight, Antoinette. I'm tight. I'm tight. I'm tight. I got to get this off of my chest. I won't be able to survive and make it any further if I don't get this off of my chest. Do you want to know what's bothering me?
Yes, I am ready.
All right. So I don't like the fact that a lot of ladies these days play games when it comes to dating and relationships. And what I mean by that is if you like somebody, right? If you're really interested in somebody and they're interested in you, I think it would be conducive to what you're trying to do, as in having a relationship, right? To show that person that you're interested, right? And I also think that you should not penalize the person that you're interested in for them showing you interest. You know what I'm saying? So, what am I saying? I've heard ladies say, and I want everybody to understand that this is not a new concept, okay? I'm almost reaching what I call uncle status. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the game for a little bit. Seen some things. I'm kind of at the age now where I'm one of the old heads. You feel me? And the
Hmm.
younger people are coming up, so it's all good. But I don't like how people play games. So I've heard ladies say for a long time, "Hey, if he's too nice, I'm not going to be interested. Hey, if he's too available, I'm not going to be interested. If he's showing me too much attention, then I'm not going to be interested, even though that I like attention, or even though I like people to show me interest and reciprocate. But if he does it too much, it's a problem. And then you will hear people say things like, "Oh, he's being so mean to me. I just don't understand why he treat me so bad. I just don't." But that's what you said you wanted, right? That's what you said you wanted. So, Antoinette, let me throw this out here at you real quick. If let- let- just to make it easy, let's say me and you talking, right, and we hit it off. If you call me, are you gonna feel a certain way if I answer the phone?
What you mean, like if you answer the phone, like on the first ring, the third ring, or
Whether
you
it
don't
be the
answer
first,
until I call?
yeah, whether it be the first ring, the third ring, or would you rather me call you back 30 minutes, an hour later to leave you wondering or
Well,
thinking?
no, clearly if I'm calling you, then there's a reason. Then I want to talk to you. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm not calling you to play, hey, tit for tat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm expecting you to answer my
Mm-hmm.
my phone call.
Right, right. So why do you think it is that some women say, "Hey, I don't want my man to be too available. If he answers the phone every time I call, that's a red flag."
Well, first off, something wrong. There has to be. See, you got to dig a little bit deeper because if you coming up with something saying that, oh, I'm gonna take my time and call this individual that I'm interested in, and then if he pick up the phone, then something wrong with him. Clearly, something wrong is something is wrong with you, boo boo, because
Mm-hmm.
that makes absolutely no sense to me. That
None
makes no
whatsoever.
sense.
And it doesn't make any sense to me either. Matter of fact, it never has made
Mhm.
any sense to me. And just the fact that these days it seems like women are complaining about a lack of good men, kind of like we were talking about last week. But
Mhm.
when they come across a good man, then it's somebody that gets disrespected, it's somebody that's too nice, somebody that they think can just be ran over for no reason, right? Other than the fact of being too nice or being too chivalrous or what have you. So I want to bring up this clip, and I want to hear your thoughts about it. This is
Mhm.
a clip from Angie Martinez
Mhm.
interviewing Chlöe Bailey, not Khloe Kardashian. Chlöe Bailey, okay, of the what's the sister name? Um,
Haley,
yeah,
Kylie.
Haley. Yeah,
Mhm.
Chloe and Haley.
Chlöe,
Yeah,
Haley.
them. Those two.
Mhm.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Blackish, not Blackish.
Yes. Yeah.
What was the spinoff?
Yeah, grownish.
Grownish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Mhm.
it. That's it. The track stars from
They
Grownish.
play as the twins, but in real life
Right, right.
they're
Yeah,
not
that
twins.
was throwing me off whenever I first saw that show. Excellent show, by the
Mhm.
way. But anyway,
It is.
you've got 23-year-old uh Chloe Bailey. And then you've got Angie Martinez, which we all know she's been in the game for a minute. I'm not sure how old she is, but just by how long she's been in the game, I know she's a bit older, right?
Right.
And the fact that she's co-signing with this, it kind of bothers me a little bit, and it concerns me for the future. Especially, we're gonna get into it. Here we go. Let me bring up my screen right here, and I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. Here we go. Y'all check this out.
Mhm.
Oh, I get this from seeing some of your posts and some of your IGs. And you said this before that you are somebody who loves love. I love love, yeah. So what does that look like for you? Are you on the market? Are you dating? I am on the market. Okay. You know, what I'm looking for. Do you know what you're looking for? Yes. Or you wait? Oh, you do. That's, by the way, you're ahead of the curve. Like, I think some people just wait to see. Yeah, I think One, I want the guy to be more into me than I'm into him because I am a mushy person. You are smart. Yes, I'm so mushy. So like I don't want to be the one who's more into you. Because it's just not gonna work. But it wouldn't get on.
Okay, I hate to stop it so soon, but Antoinette, I need you to explain to me how does this even make sense? Because if she's the mushy one, right? Is she saying that if she's more into the guy than he is to her, that she would be overly mushy, or and if it's the other way around, she's the right kind of mushy? Like
She's just
I've never
basically
understood.
saying that her heart is more open to the fact that she is mushy. So regardless of anything and just loving the love and being in that space and that energy, that is gonna be that her love is gonna be received. But if she's loving a little bit more than he is, then that's gonna put up that wall because you're like, okay, is he not really that much into me? And I'm like, babe, I'm here. We here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, so and let me tell you why this bothers me. Okay, and
Why?
it's because men are told the same thing, right? I've heard women say this a lot. Oh, the only way it's gonna work is if he's more into you than you are into him. I think that it comes a
Mm.
time, a certain time, especially in a relationship, if you all are trying to grow and work towards something. I don't think that that's something that should be measured. You know what I'm saying? Both of
Hmm.
you should be going hard for the same things and working toward the same thing and the same goal and the same mission, right? And if y'all are trying to figure out and I'm not saying y'all like you, but if people are trying to figure out, is she more into me or am I more into her, and vice versa, I think that just causes more room for confusion and dissension among the ranks ultimately. So I don't really think that that's good for a relationship, and I'm so glad that the Alabama church girl is here because um we're gonna get her thoughts on it as
Hmm.
well. So I want y'all to please give a good warm welcome to our friend, our sister, your favorite, the Alabama church girl. Say something to the people, Val.
Beep, beep, toot, toot. Hey, good people. It's your Alabama church girl here. First,
That's
giving
what's
honor to
up.
God, who is the head of my life, to all the leaders, saints, and friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome on in. I'm sure y'all are already in here, and it's a hot conversation. How you doing, JD? Hey, Antoinette.
I'm good.
Hey,
I'm
boo.
good. How you doing, Alabama church girl? You feeling all right?
Good. I am. I am. We're all in
Good.
black today. Uh-oh, this is serious.
Yeah,
It is a
yeah.
full moon.
Yes, it's a pretty one too.
I
Hmm.
gotta go check it out, y'all. Cause let me
Mhm.
just Alabama church girl. I was telling Antoinette before you came on that I've been tight lately, and we're getting something off of our chest. So
Okay.
we're talking about Chlöe Bailey in this interview with Angie Martinez, right? And Chlöe just said that she she needs to be with somebody that's more into her than she is into them. And Antoinette gave our thoughts on the reasons why she was saying that. But we're gonna keep going, and I want to get your thoughts as we continue to push
Mm.
forward. Are you ready? Do I need to roll it back a little bit?
Go for it. Go for it.
Look, we're gonna roll it back just a little bit for the Alabama church girl. We're gonna roll it back just a little bit for the Alabama church girl. Here we go.
You know, what I'm looking for. Do you know what you're looking for? Yes. Or you wait? Oh, you do. That's, by the way, you're ahead of the curve. Like, I think some people just wait to see. Yeah, I think one, I want the guy to be more into me than I'm into him because I am a mushy person. You are smart. Yes, I'm so mushy. So, like, I don't want to be the one who's more into you. Because it's just not going to work. But it wouldn't get on your nerves if he's too into you and you're like, okay, I'll be honest. Yeah. I want him to be just as affectionate as me. Okay. But if I call you, don't pick up all the time. Got it. Sometimes I want to be left wondering, what's he doing? Got it. Because that's kind of much. Because it's like if you on your shit and you working hard, you're not always worried about me, and for some reason that's kind of hot because it's like you working on you. So that's a green flag. Yeah, okay. Just a little bit. Okay, green flag. Always hate.
Do I need to get closer to this camera so you can see me roll my eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Okay, so the way you prefaced it, I was about to be on her side. I was, because I actually just gave a girlfriend, a younger female friend, that same advice, that I had to learn to let him be into me more than I am into him. Because I have allowed myself to be in situations where I love hard. I'm a Cancer. Y'all know what they say about us mushy Cancers. I love hard. Look at you, Antoinette. I love hard, and I give it my all. And I just happened this my experience. So, I made my evaluations based off my experiences and, of course, the testimonies of those around me. I have learned that I ran into too many guys that took advantage of that. And basically, I gave them my heart and they gave me what to kiss. So, with that, I had to make some decisions. I could either take my scientific study and say, okay, Val gives heart to man, man gives ish to Val. Val gives heart to man gives ish to Val. Men equal ish, so to run away from men. Or I could say, Val, withhold heart until you get heart. So when I decided to withhold heart until I got heart, then it was a more productive experience for me. So that's why I'm able to give that type of advice to another woman. But Chlöe sounds stupid. She sounds immature.
Well, a couple of things. So, first of all, I agree. She does sound very, very immature, and I mean she's 23. So, I mean,
Yeah.
But what bothers me is that back in the day, most women would have been married a few years by now, had a couple kids by now, and would have been their mindset would have been a lot different than what we see now. And I understand that a lot of the reason that we are the way we are now and that we're in the condition that we're in now is because things are considerably easier than it was back then. You know what I'm saying? And most people, I mean, let's just be honest, are able to go out there and get uh, you know get a pizza from Pizza Hut, or go get some chicken from the store, can cook up some chicken or whatever. We things are a lot easier, right? But our community has worsened by it, right? So I like what you said, withhold heart until you get heart. And I could give that same advice to the men too, because I think that it really goes both ways. It's a two-way street. But I see this and hear this by and largely more from females, and it comes from being in fear, scarcity, and lack, right? Because, like you said, you've been through some things, and you've been hurt, so you learned out of, for the lack of a better term, the fear, right? The fear of being hurt, and then the scarcity of somebody, the scarcity of somebody that's willing to share that same heart with you, and then the lack of not having that companionship right off of the bat. But it seems like with this kind of advice that, well, I'm not saying she's giving advice right now, but from what she's saying, and we know that a lot of younger people would take this to heart, it seems like she's working against herself. You know what I'm saying? It seems like it could
Protect.
be a little bit of self sabotage. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna go a little bit further because let's just be honest, a lot of people don't have time to play those kind of games, especially when you get to a certain age. It might be fine for somebody in their early 20s right now. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, hey, don't answer the phone because I wanna wonder what you're doing. If you answer the
That's
phone every time I call, it's a problem. You see what I'm saying?
That's
that's the part
toxic,
that
though.
sounds crazy. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
Hmm.
part that sounds self-sabotaging to me. The fact that you are such a public figure and you are on such a big, huge platform stating this out loud. Girl, do you know that every man in America and around the world is going to hold you to that? And then there are
But
going to be
she's
those that are
hurt.
going to play they're going to play on that. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you said you don't want me to answer every time. Although I was laying over in somebody else's pussy, I'm just gonna tell you I was working. I was working on me. I was getting myself together because that's what you said you like. You thought that was
Mm-hmm.
attractive. Don't put your playbook out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to know when it's time to go and meditate and talk to God and write some stuff down. Get you a journal, girl. Get you a journal and just start
Mm-hmm.
writing down in that journal. And tell the old lady and see. You don't get on a public platform telling all your plays.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you
I,
could tell she's hurt because when Angie had asked her, is she available? She scuffed and she was like, yeah, I'm available. So, clearly she hasn't taken the opportunity to heal. So when you're in the middle or it's still fresh of hurt and healing, there's a very thin line. So, of course, you're going to just speak off the cuff of what you think is right for you right now, but you're still in a toxic environment and in a mindset that's not stable.
I agree 100%. And again, y'all picked up on the fact that she seems like she's hurt. Off the rip. That's that fear, scarcity, and lack. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead, Alabama church girl. You had something?
You just brought up some great points: fear, scarcity, and lack. And there are a lot of young ladies, although they are not lacking financially in anything, there's nothing to be afraid of as far as the trajectory of their future, bright futures ahead of them. They still operate in that mentality of fear, scarcity, and lack.
Yeah, absolutely. All well, no, I'm not gonna say all the time, but anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I want y'all to hear this. Really want y'all to hear this. Da, 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 da. All right.
Pay attention, but don't pick up every time I call. Green flag. Yeah. What are Chloe's red flags? Red flags. I hate a womanizer. Like with me, I can't date multiple people at once, so don't play me. That laziness, because you become what you're around. Mm-hmm. And if I'm laid up in the bed with you, I'm gonna start turning into you. Yes. I need you to inspire me and keep me going and like keep my drive going. Yes. Mm-hmm. So you gotta be driven. Yep. Can't be out here being loose in the streets. I love feeling a nice muscle. Oh, a good muscle. Just a little bit. You don't have to be a gym junkie, but just a little tip. So a good physique is a green flag. What about fame? Like, let's say an athlete. Yeah. Is that a red flag or a green flag? I mean, it's neither. I think I'd have to know who you are as a person. But I will say, having someone in the business understands, and it's like I wouldn't even have to explain myself because it's just a given. Like, it's just something you both understand. But, I love an intellectual mind. So if there's someone who's not in the business and they're in something else that deals with their mind, that's just as hot to me.
All right. Let me pause it right there because this stands out to me because she's talking about somebody in the industry, right? Okay, so I think that she didn't say that she has to have somebody in the industry, but it seems like that might be her preference. And if that is the case, in my opinion, that shrinks her dating pool down drastically. Why do I say that? Because typically, and y'all tell me if I'm capping or not. I don't think I am. But y'all tell me if I'm capping or not. Typically, women want somebody that's doing at least as just as good as they're doing financially or better. Do y'all agree?
Typically.
Mhm.
Mhm. Antoinette, you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with you on
And
that, and it depends on your stage in life too. So,
mhm, mhm. And also the fact that she would never be able to fully respect somebody that's not bringing in the same amount of income that she's bringing in my opinion. Do y'all agree with that?
I don't know, because she never really dove into the income
Mm,
factor. So I don't know if we can make that
mm.
assessment.
But typically, do you see women being able to fully respect a man that does not make the money that they make?
I don't know.
I don't think it's
Oh,
really the money that you make if it has to be. It's like if we talking about average people like us, okay? um, if they're not making, if the partner is not making any efforts to make money, then that's a problem. Now, if they are just, hard working and, let's make it do what it do, and at the end of the day, we still gonna try and figure out other streams of income and what have you, then yeah. But if you just talking about celebrities, I mean, that circle ain't deep, and they all run through each other depending upon which one is popular for the month of the year.
And booty so big, Lord have
Lord
mercy.
have mercy.
She got it.
right, right,
And
right.
the thing that I heard her say was that she wants someone that's driven. And so that's very important. And I like that she
Hmm.
said that. It sounds to me like she has the beginning elementary language to what her needs are, but she needs a little more wisdom added on that. Don't show your whole hand, because you
Mm.
basically just putting blood in the water and the sharks are coming. Even for her to say, I would prefer someone that's in the industry, or I like someone that's in the industry because they understand. Sharks are coming, baby. Yeah, I don't want you to be an industry pass around, because they will eat you up and toss you out.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Now, I don't know, anything about what happened afterwards, after this interview or before this interview. And I understand that, Angie Martinez got a show to run or whatever, but it would be nice, what I'm saying, for older ladies to kind of school the younger ladies. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that part of the problem is that uh, a lot of the times women don't know, especially young women, don't know what to really look for in a man. All they see is what's popular or who's popular on social media. Like Antoinette said, who's popping for the month, and then that's the kind of things that they want and they go towards, and they leave the good guys back in the dust. Shout out to Big Mac the Fisher in the house. Thank you so much for joining us. He says women can respect a man that makes less. They both have to view money, the money coming in, as the household's money. But most of today's women find that hard to do. I agree. I agree, Big Mag,
I don't know if I
because
can say most.
you can't say most women find that hard to do.
I don't know if I know that there are women that find that hard to do, but I don't know if I would say most, because there are so many women who have done it for decades. And, they make sure, they slide their card over to their man when it's time to pay for the meal. They make sure they swipe that card at the gas tank. I mean, and it's not a lack of respect, but I think it's the drive when you see he's not driven that will make you lose respect. When you see that he doesn't, like Antoinette said, doesn't desire to make money, is comfortable with allowing you to continue.
Okay. So that I think that was probably the case back in the day, right? I'm not sure about
JD,
now. I'm not sure about
JD,
now.
I told you I based these comments and opinions on what I hear around me. I'm
hmm
telling you.
hmm
I'm telling you.
But by and large, I I don't hear and think that most women are saying, "Yo, you know, my money is our money, your money is our money," you know. And I've been in situations, yo, this is my money. We're gonna spend your money, but this is mine over here. You know what I'm saying? Don't
So
and strong and independent, and the fact that a lot of women are taught, hey, just in case, have this put up for you just in case things
okay,
don't
but
go right.
okay, you talking real good in theory, but I'm gonna tell you what a lot of women do in practice. And you mentioned something that was spot on, that operating out of that mindset of fear, scarcity, and lack. A lot of women are scared not to have a man, and they will pay to play just so they can say to their family, to other women, at least I got a man.
That
Mm,
part.
And
mm,
I mean, they don't like it, but they will do it just to save face.
mm. Really, even in this day and age
Yes,
of the strong and independent woman, don't need no man, huh?
yes.
That's because they don't know themselves too, because you're always saying how they looking for, or what do I want in somebody, but you don't know what you want in yourself because you playing the part in order to say this is what I have.
Spot
Mm,
on.
And you do not have that, because with this representation of a man, I have the security. I have someone to come home to. I could get it in when I want to. If something needs to get done, it's going to get done because the representation is there. The image is physically there.
hmm
And honestly, they gained somewhat of a status and respect in the community because
Mhm.
at least she got a man.
well, yeah, I can dig it, and I hear what you're saying, but I think that was more back then, and not
No, JD,
Mm-mm.
I'm
and
telling
not more and not more as
JD,
so today. You
JD,
know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, business women,
Mm-hmm.
professional women, college
Mhm.
educated women
Mm-hmm.
today. I'm not talking about just baby boomers. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
Generation Xers and millennials
Mm-hmm.
today that
Just
operate.
mhm. Just like we talked about before, there was that video of the girl who left the ID in the bar at 9 o'clock in the morning, and the
Mm-hmm.
guy was trying to talk. Being able to talk to a man ignorantly is because she's had the image that's there, that's physically there, that's present, to where we start being we as in women, not us, but start getting resentful towards the men and have the attitude, and then that's when this disrespect and talking however you want to, in public and private, because you're like, all right, well, I'm holding this down, but just because I got this representation of a man, I'ma still do me and be ignorant and act out a kind of way, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
lashing this out against you just because you here and it's helping me out.
Mm-hmm.
So when you don't understand who you are, you are accepting what is there in order for the next status and the next security and the next this and the next that, and it just keeps compounding on top of each other, which again is encircling this toxic environment of relationships and understanding. And here we are and trying to figure out this bucket and that bucket, and what is it that we're actually looking for, because everybody's always looking, but you're not looking within yourself to,
Mhm.
again, like we said, heal yourself instead of going from hurt and harm, hurt and harm, hurt and harm. We're not healing, and that's what the problem is.
I agree with that wholeheartedly because it sounds. I'm not saying that this is what's happening, but it
Mhm.
sounds like that a lot of her answers are coming from a place of hurt, and a lot of times, in our community, we don't have or don't believe in going to therapy or anything to help deal with those feelings and emotions. Big Mag the Fisher says, yes, Antoinette, people should really find themselves in what they need and not what they want. That is very true. That plays a big difference. But before we move on to the next topic, I want to go down a little rabbit hole for a second because I had a discussion about this not too long ago, and it got a little bit heated or whatever, but Antoinette said a word that stuck out to me. She said, "Average people like us." Now, I don't take being average as I don't take being average as an insult because most people are indeed average, right? Shout out to Tiffany Smith. She says, "Good evening, Pastor Colin and panelists." Shout out to Tiffany Smith. Thank you so much for joining us. Big ups to you. But I don't think that that is a derogatory thing because let's look right here. Let me get this back. Do y'all see the title right here?
Mm-mm.
Can y'all see that? Can y'all see what that says?
I gotta put my glasses on.
Talking about her album.
Mm-mm.
Everybody wants to be a bad beat.
Oh yes. Hmm.
You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And to be called average is a bit of an insult to a lot of people. And y'all said something about having that ambition and how important that ambition is. And if the man is making less money than you, then the ambition or the plan to make more money is what you all are looking for. Now, my argument is, what if you get somebody that's more complacent, right? Making average money, which average money is pretty good money in especially places in the South, the Midwest. You can do pretty good making $40,000-$50,000 a year. You can live pretty good down here in the South and in the Midwest. You're not gonna make it in LA, New York, Dallas, Houston, Miami. You're not gonna make it in those kind of cities making that kind of money. All right. But what if it was a man that was just content with working at the plant, making 15, 16, $17 an hour, $18 an hour, whatever, $20 an hour. I think $21 an hour is about $45,000 a year, somewhere there about. And that's where they're gonna be at. The only thing they're gonna get is a cost of living raise every year, and maybe if they get a different position, they might get a 25 cent, 50 cent boost in pay. And he's paying all his bills, taking care of himself, not in no debt or whatever. But that's where he's gonna retire from. He's good. Are y'all saying that that's not good enough?
It depends on what you're applying it to. Okay, you said he has no debt. He's comfortable, so that means there's going to be a Roth, there's a 401k in there. We're going to have a little bit of retirement since he's in that same business with the plant. So, it depends on what the fine tune and lines are with that. But what are the extracurricular activities that you're doing when he's off? Are we planning our annual cruise? Are we taking this road trip? What we doing? We gonna take this weekend and we going up to Blue Ridge and we gonna be at the caverns. We gonna do this hiking, whatever. You gotta fill in the blanks with the
Mm-hmm.
in betweens. So yeah, okay, he's stable, great. We are we going to we got this other car paid off. All right, let's go get another one. Maybe we done saved up for a Jaguar, whatever. So we could do that. Just fill in the blanks. I mean, is he being complacent literally from just work, home, work, home, work, home? Are we doing work, home activities, fun in the sun, work, home activities, fun in the sun, get some in this, that, and the third?
Mm-hmm. Now, regular activity is cool, but just content with making the money that he's making. And shout out to Jay Emmanuel. Thank you so much for joining us. Such a strong brother. So, okay, he's cool, but one vacation a year. He doesn't have the disposable income to go on a vacation every quarter. He doesn't have the passive income to be able to afford the maintenance on the Jaguar. You see what I'm
I want Antoinette to say it again.
The Jaguar
Yeah.
in the garage.
That's what's up. I love the accent, but if you're making that kind of money, there's not a lot of disposable income to do that. Now,
How is
what?
there not, JD? If this is a partnership, if it's a partnership,
Mhm.
then my little 41 also, if we doing it like that and it's a combined effort, then yes, we do. Yes, he does.
So you're willing if you okay. Let's say you make 75, he
Hmm.
making 45,
Hmm.
and he doesn't want to make any more money. Not that he doesn't want to, but he likes his job. That's where he's gonna be at, and you cool. Where if y'all go on vacation, you might have to spend a little bit more money on the vacation because you saying, "What are you doing in your free time? Are we doing this? Are we taking trips? Same for a Jaguar." You know what I'm saying? It still all relates back to money. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too is that in the times that we're living in, it seems like for most ladies that men making 40, 50 thousand dollars a year is not enough, even if that's what they're making. And all I'm suggesting is, how come you can't put your 50 with his 50 and together y'all got 100? You know what I'm saying? And y'all doing good. Why does it have to be? Oh, I can deal with it, but he's got to be ambitious. And shout out to Kayla Hall. She says, "Are you trying to start a family?" You know, that depends. He might be ready to start a family, ready to get married, ready to settle down. But a median income is all it's gonna take. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are telling me that if he doesn't have the ambition to do more, then that
I
disqualifies
haven't
him.
told you how I felt yet.
Does that disqualify him?
It doesn't
Okay, so the way I see it is every situation is different. This is we as people are not a monolith. Yes, you have a lot of people that are on the microphones announcing that they want a man making all these figures and this and that and the other. But they don't always speak for everybody. And they don't always speak for the majority. So every situation is different. Personally, as the diva that I am, I am attracted to the guy. He could be making twice as much as I'm making and be comfortable. And I'm going to be like, I'm attracted. It's sexy to me to be driven because I'm a driven woman. I always got an idea. I always got another hustle we can come up with. And I'm attracted to that. So I for me that probably wouldn't be the best situation. But I know that I have girlfriends, well that's fine. That's fine. As long as he is loyal to and committed to his job, as long as he's loyal and committed to her, that's fine. And they can live good lives like that.
Hmm. So what I just heard you say was, even if he's making $100,000, okay, he has to still show ambition to keep going after that.
I personally, Valerie, am attracted to the drive. Like I love my dude is in sales, and I love it when he started talking them numbers. It's just like, yeah, yeah. And I love it when he talks in a competitive in a competitive manner, because it's like, yes, I love it. That's sexy to me. That that's to me is the same as women that get turned on by men on the football field and they uniform. To me, that's a turn on. But that's just me. I'm just one woman. I'm not every woman, and I can't speak for every woman.
Hmm. Antoinette, you got anything you want to add to that?
You know what? I agree. Like I said, if you're creative, if you only make $10, okay, at this age, that's a problem. Uh, but again, like we said, it depends on what status you are in life, which stage, excuse me, that you are in life. And as long as you creative in what you're doing, and you're not about to be in them streets, then we won't have no problems. But like Val said, it's all about keeping it going, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll make a way.
Mm, Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you. All I'm saying is that a lot of brothers get looked over
This is
because
true.
because of the ambitions. Now, I'm talking about strong, solid brothers. Blue collar brothers out there working construction, on the police force or whatever. And some people might not want to be up in a higher management role or a higher paying position to where there's more stress and more responsibility.
Hmm.
I personally think that men should be driven, right? And should be ambitious to have more, but that's not everybody. The word average is in place because that's most people. Most people make between $40,000 and $50,000 a year. That's most people. A lot of people make even less than that. You know what I'm saying? But and I know of couples, 35, 30, and they putting that together and they doing it with they 60, 65, 70. You know what I'm saying? And living just fine. But another thing too is, back in the day, y'all, we were cool if we got a chance to go to Six Flags in the swimming pool. You understand what I'm saying? But now we have to be able to go all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it used to be a time where you were doing good if you had that Buick LeSabre sitting out in the driveway. But now we got to have Jaguars, Antoinette.
Wait, say it again,
Listen,
Antoinette.
listen. We about to have this Jaguar in the garage, okay?
Let me hit him again for the Jaguar.
The Emerald Jaguar
Yeah, yeah. And then I
in the
wonder,
3-car garage.
look, I wonder if
I
you're gonna keep
love it.
saying that when you see the Jaguar maintenance bill.
But
Five
you know
hundred
what?
dollars,
You'll be set though. You'll be set.
$500 just to change your headlight.
You'll be all right.
if not more than that. Do
He got
y'all
a
do
rich
y'all?
wife.
My lord.
Because
Uh,
he will be the mechanic. He'll be a mechanic because he knows how to get his hands dirty and
yeah.
will hook it up. Or because he's only known how to make 40,000, he knows somebody at the chop shop.
Mm, it's got to have it,
Make it
right?
work.
All right. I hear you. I hear you. Jay Emmanuel says, right, every situation is different. Tiffany says a lack of ambition is not always a permanent state. But what
This
if
is
it
true.
is though? But what if it is? Back in the day, the plant job was a good job. You know what I'm saying? If you were doing, if you were working at Dunlop, you know what I'm saying, the steel case or whatever, you were doing good back then. And a lot of the OGs retired from places like that, and that was good enough. And those dudes, you know what I'm saying, they wasn't going nowhere else because they had a good solid job. They would work some overtime now. They put in the work and get a little overtime or whatever. But that was it. That was the cap. And they
But
was
they
gonna
also had discipline, though, JD. They had a lot of discipline. They took care of home. They were strong. Like, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, no, you good. Go
they
ahead.
had other characteristics that made them like
Hmm.
solid.
And there's still a lot of guys on the plant floors like that now. It's just that now in these days, a lot of those brothers get looked over. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know, Dee. I don't know, because
I know a lot of
I
these
live in the
brothers.
Gulf, and I
But
Mhm.
what's
hear,
wrong with them?
I hear the young girls that
Seriously.
want to hook up with somebody that work at Hyundai. They want to be with somebody that's in the military because they want the benefits.
Mhm.
They want that. So some people are very happy.
Mm. Look,
With them,
y'all look
JD.
at.
What's wrong with them though? Because like, let's look at it. You now listen. You can have the blue collar and all this, but let's call a spade a spade. Sometimes if we having a conversation and you just say the wrong thing or something just ring in your ears when y'all having this conversation that this man is off or this woman is off, then whatever you making in your position don't matter because on the inside when you don't have that uniform on or you not in that place of business, but now you at home and you in them streets and you a whole different person, it's not gonna click. So what's wrong with them? Is what the real question is. What is wrong with these people? Because a lot of people are perpetrators, okay? And they know how to slither their way into a business in order to make the money because they're making the money so they could perpetrate for these people who are insecure in their ways, in their habits, in their behaviors, and still enforcing a lot of toxicity because they are able to do that because everybody's fulfilling the want and the desire instead of the needs.
Listen, my sister over here preaching. We need to pass the collection plate after that, Antoinette.
I thought you was about to break the tambourine out.
Look, I wanted to, but I didn't want to make too much noise. So I just get a fan.
It's all good. I'm gonna have to see if I can find the tambourine sound effect. Let's check out what Big Mag the Fisher has to say. He says, "I work a job here in NYC where fifth year top pay makes over 100K. People 10 years on the job are over 120 to 130K. My workplace is that with stories of relationships where men are looked over.
Now
You
let's
know
refer
what?
back to what Antoinette just said. What are their behaviors?
Look,
And the
I got
cost
to
of
be.
living, because he said New York now, so
Thank you.
150 over there means like that's a dollar in the bucket. So F it, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you bring that down south, like you said, all right, what we doing? We probably going around the world.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see. He said those mentions of a man grinding are your wants and desires and not your needs. Mm. If he's supplying the need,
That's my need.
That is the need,
but
right?
is it really a need
It
though?
is because I'm not gonna be satisfied. I need I need someone to be equally yoked with my energy because that's how I am.
Wow.
I'm driven.
Wow. Okay. Okay. You know what? Let me see. Let me see what Tiffany Smith says. See, I knew a nice Southern gentleman that wasn't driven, but he was content working in the factory. His wife was a housewife, and they took family vacations twice a year. They lived a simple life.
And there's nothing wrong with it
Mm-mm.
at
Nothing
all.
wrong with that. But from what I'm hearing, that's not good enough these days, right?
But who are
Um,
these
Let me tell you something.
people, and what is wrong with them? Because everybody
Nothing's
could
wrong
have
with
a
them.
no. They got there is something wrong with them. Now, if
How
we
you
sat up
figure?
here and had a kumbaya moment and really broke it down and said, "All right, so who hurt you? Who
Hmm.
hurt you? Like,
What do you mean? Are you
tell
saying
me when the ball dropped and made you think that okay, now I have to sit up here because you could have once been this all natural, and then now all of a sudden when you got in this relationship, he done shown you how to wear dresses and flowers in your head and smell good and all this other stuff. And then you go to the next man, and the next man, he don't like none of that. He don't like no lashes, he don't like no hair color, he don't like no perms in your head. So then you sit up there and you be like a chameleon, right?
mm,
For who you're with instead of who you are. And that's what the problem is, because like we said before, everybody get on their microphone and you could preach it, you could say it, whatever, because all these examples of, you know, whatever, being the spotlight, the showcase, it's showtime. But
mm,
who are you really? Who are you really? And who are you really trying to attract? Because there is somebody for everybody, and everybody,
Mhm.
comes together and makes a perfect picture. Because we're all
mm,
puzzle pieces. Everybody don't fit together. Everybody's just not going to fit together.
mm,
But when you find that person that makes your balance and makes you a complete circle, then yeah, that's fine. So, like she said, if I need you to have that energy and that drive, because if you're lazy and you just stay up in the bed, then I'm gonna stay up in the bed with you. And I said, "Ooh, yes, back in college, we just gonna stay in this
See,
bed,
let me tell
and
you
I'm gonna
something.
watch you play this game, and then we gonna go to sleep again, and then we gonna wake up, and then we're gonna make these egg sandwiches, fried egg sandwiches, and then we're gonna go to Waffle House. Let's go to the club in a little bit, and then we're gonna lay back down."
uh-huh. Okay.
So let me tell you something. Just right
What?
where you are,
Come
I
on with it.
had my high school sweetheart became my college sweetheart, and in college, we got real grown. And in the
My
midst of
Lord.
being grown, I wanted to be laid up with him, and he was just like, "Oh, no, ma'am,
Mhm.
Pam. You gonna have to get up, and I got to get up. We got to hustle and grind. We came here for something, and I learned from that experience. That's attractive.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mhm.
sexy. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Even as a grown woman, I know for myself, and I'm addressing Mr. Big Mad the Fisher because
Mm-hmm.
it seems like he doesn't understand where I'm coming from. Every woman is not the same, but for as for me and my house,
Mhm.
I need someone that's driven because I'm not going to be
Yes.
attracted. I'm not going to be satisfied. I was in a relationship with a dude that had so many degrees and was making way more than me, but I'm at work and he calling me all day. No, get off my phone.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
trying
So
to
now,
when you
concentrate.
called,
I'm trying to be on my
did he
grind.
answer?
Say what?
When you called, did she answer? Like
I mean,
Chloe was saying.
but I don't like that. I don't like that. I didn't
Okay.
like that. I was
Okay.
very
So,
annoyed, even to the point to where my coworkers was like, "Val, you so mean." But no, don't do. I need you to be just as even if you're not on a job. Have a hobby. Have something else that got your attention to where you don't have to have mine 24/7. Because I'm a driven woman.
uh-huh. Well, listen. Um, we got somebody in the back,
I
and
see.
I'm about to bring up my boy because I need some. I need
We
a little bit of
ready.
help. I need a
We
little bit of help.
ready.
Y'all give it up
We
for the
ready.
one, the only Big Mag, the Fisher. Say something to
Come
the
on,
people, Big
show your
Mag.
face, Big Nag.
Hey
Show your
everybody,
face.
hey everybody. Listen, I thoroughly enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it, and using current information out there and life experiences. Give the disclaimer. I'm 55 years old, so I have nieces. Well, my first niece is 40 years old, and a bunch of friends. So I know people in age groups. So I'm a little bit older than you all. So in mentioning disclaimer, I want to say that I have come aware of the transition that we've had in our families and relationships in my lifetime, being a Gen Xer. Um, my grandparents, my mother's side was from Gaston, Alabama. They had seven. My mother had 16 siblings. My father had 12. He worked for Alabama Steel, built a house with his hands, had land that we ate off of. When those kids grew up, they all went north. They only one of the siblings stayed in Alabama. She's a doctor, and the rest of them, they went on to work careers, professional and otherwise. My father's side, same thing. My father worked the very job I'm working now. My mother went to work when my younger sister went to school. There was no need for her to go to work, but she went to work. And I'm going to say something. This ideal of go get it and all this other stuff, it has been sold so much to the biggest consumer in the Black community, who is the Black woman. She bought it up. She bought it up. The independence, go get it, this drive, everything else. They bought it up. Now, and I say that to say, now there's a critique, but I say, yeah, it's a critique, but I say that a man, when he's on station, he tends to be okay making sure that he has a constant income, constant savings, bills are being paid, and his family is taken care of. So the drive and the hustle that women, some women, not everybody's the same, like you said, some women seem to desire is you can't even see what the man is doing with that. And I'm talking about a proper man. And I mentioned my job to say, because it's a constant conversation, because we are uniformed. Women look past that. This strong, independent woman, they look past that. And I'm going to tell you, I was married to a woman who was in medicine. When I met her, she was an RN. We paid that money for her to get an MP. We paid that money for her to get a DNP, right? She was an independent go-getter. She got to hustle. She got to strive. Man, after about like a couple of years after getting that DNP, she getting on me about, why don't you do something? Why don't you do this thing? Why don't you do that? I said, wait a minute. My money got you your money. My money got you a doctorate and a master's. What do I need to do with this bill being paid? We got $103,000 left on a mortgage living in Long Island, New York. 401ks, fat. These are the people who are your seven-figure. These are the marriages that retire with millions of dollars. But she bought all that independent. I'm a boss. So, we subsequently, I divorced her. Reason being, it was, man, I need a wife. And I need a mother for the child that you wanted. There's no mother for my child. There's no wife for me. There's this independent, driven woman. She's the extreme. So I'm going to say that. She's the extreme. I'm not saying she's you two. Yes, it's anecdotal and it's my narrative. But I see it play out so much. Like, I think I was on here before one time, and I mentioned that of my mother's 16 siblings, I have 3 aunts who never married. These independent women I heard all my life say, I don't need a man, this, that, and the other. I go get my own, I do that. One of them suffering dementia, no children, never married. One of them has one child, alienated relationship. The other one died. She lived in New York with a couple of brownstones, own house. First black woman I ever saw drive a Bentley. When she came to visit, I'm 55 years old. You imagine what a $20 bill looks like in my hand every time my aunt came. Died on the toilet. I'm not saying this about, some single people. I'm not pushing it toward there. But what I'm saying, the independent, all this stuff that was sold to us that the black woman is consuming, how can anyone be on station where you have that leadership of a man, a proper man who's doing what he needs to do to take care of the family? Like the more and more and more, it's like, where do we get contented with what we have if everything is okay? And I'm not saying nobody, listen, if you like charcuterie, caviar, and a certain grade of alcoholic beverages, hey, I understand that. But what we're doing, we miss
my timeline.
yeah, we miss good people. We miss good people with this oldest driven. Hypergamy is natural. And me and the fella, we laugh at that a lot because we look at this woman here come, like you think because you dressed up going to an office. We talking about men who had 10 years on the job, already got like investment portfolios and we call them 457 plans because it's city service. Ours is a 457 plan, which means that we take it after 20 years of service. We ain't got to wait. We ain't got to wait like other people. We take it when we go. People sitting there 10 years, $500,000-$600,000 in their account. But we wear a uniform. We may drive whatever. Some guys buy the best. Listen, in the parking lot, you see the best cars in the world. But the ones who doing what they doing, these invisible guys like the pastors mentioned, they look past that. Oh, he ain't driven because he's still on the job doing what he do afterwards. Oh, what he doing after you? They do like me. I own a boat. I hunt. I fish. I travel. I collect watches. I dress to the nines and live how I want to live. But, oh, you ain't driven. You ain't doing it. It's weird because I see it. I see it in my 8 nieces. I see it in my 3 sisters. I see it in my 3 aunts. All this driven into, this, I got to hustle. Listen, when I met my ex-wife, I was working a job and had a taxi. I'm driving the taxi after you get off work. Why? Because I want to buy a house. I want to own a home. When we were married, she, oh, I don't want you driving the taxi, blah, 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 blah. I said, babe, this is a hustle that got us for, oh, it's dangerous. Okay, cool. I stopped it. I was pretty good in photography. I developed the photography business. Oh, well, let me go get my doctorate. And then you can go back to doing the business because we got the baby. And go get the doctorate. Guess what? She ain't turned 1 hour away from work. Guess who got to fall back and make sure the family's good? Guess who got to be home with the baby? Guess who got to give up the photography? This driven thing is so out of balance where people can't even stop and look and see what they got in their hand. Married households have 4 times the wealth of individual households. This is stat you can pull up. Married households make 4 times the wealth of individuals' households. Our habits are making us individuals. It's a known fact. Women spend all the money. I can see why they're driven. They want somebody who can hustle, bring more to that purse. Women got side accounts. They got closets full of clothes. They like to eat a certain way. A man can chill and be content and do what he want to do. But if we ain't got no balance, what good is it? Yeah, you can keep hustling till the day we die. Knock all the years off our life. Me? I got 11 months to retire. I'm going south, paying for my house in full. I'm going somewhere where I can grow a pawpaw. My family's from Gaston, Alabama, in the foothills. Y'all don't even know what a pawpaw is, do you? It's shaped like a mango. It tastes like a pineapple and banana, but it only grows on the hillsides. Hillbillies know about them. I want peaches to fall off my trees. I want to pull up my own potatoes. But ain't no woman gonna match with that. She wants somebody driven. I'll never tell them what it looked like on paper, but they want to see somebody with the flashy this, the flashy, because they sold this lifestyle to us.
May I?
Yeah, sorry. I know I'm on the monologue.
So what you just explained, it sounds exactly like what I just said. Even if you're not out here hustling to make more money, you got some hobbies. You said you like to fish. You said you like to do photography. You like to do other things other than I have to entertain you all day.
Am I confusing that with what I heard earlier with a man got to hustle because of I like what I like?
No,
I heard
that wasn't me. I said I'm attracted to a driven man.
Okay,
And
okay,
yes,
gotcha. So
and then I apologize that you had that experience with your ex-wife.
no, it don't bother me at
I don't
all.
think that was fair to you, the way
I'm
you
happy.
explained it. I also feel that yes, you are right. Balance is definitely necessary. But for me, it sounds to me like she changed the contract after y'all were already in the marriage, and it was not fair to you. I'm saying I know up front exactly what I need, and I express that up front. Thank God that he blessed me with someone that meets my needs, but my needs are not necessarily Antoinette's needs. My needs are not necessarily my sister's needs. My needs are not necessarily my older sister's needs. All of us are different. But for Val, I need that. I need that because I'm a driven woman. I cannot, I won't be content, and I will not set myself up for failure. I want a successful marriage, and I'm happy to say this is something that I need in order to make my marriage successful.
Okay. I think I mistook driven for financially driven because I don't know any other accord. So that's my mistake for mistaking driven for financially driven. And yeah,
No.
also, and I'm gonna tell you something. That marriage taught me a whole lot. I'm gonna tell you, this divorce put me in the best financial situation I've ever been in my life. And I was married to a DNP surgical nurse.
Well, praise God.
So, it's not a,
Welcome to the
no,
family.
don't be sorry for me. Be happy for me because I don't know how sour my spirit could get being in that situation. And it just put a whole big lens on a lot of things I was seeing in the world, in my own home. And that's when I say, they sold this to us. It is, people don't see it, but I think a man is driven if he is, to take your definition, I think he is driven if he's going to make sure the house is right. We just think that, not everybody, but so many people think that we should have. We're always on what's on the next level? What's on the next level? And I'm gonna tell you something. In the living since the divorce, what it has shown me that when I live on my level, there's an abundance in that I
Amen.
never could imagine. You like people don't understand. Like when your mind is right, wrapped around your money, woo. When your mind is right, wrapped around your money, it don't matter how much money you got. When your mind is right, wrapped around it, that's the power.
Let me hit it for it one time. Yo, shout out to Big Mac, the Fisher, for dropping so much knowledge. Man, listen, you are invited anytime and you are invited to stay up for the rest of the time if you would like to. But I didn't mean for this topic to go so long. You know what I'm saying? But we doing good. We doing good. It's all good.
I'm yeah, sorry to cut you. I'm doing nothing. I'm actually studying my cloud IT course right now because I'm going into technology when I retire. I want a bigger boat.
See, drive.
Driven.
Well, honestly, it's like but you never see it. The world will never see it. Only the people who go out with me on the boat. That's what's it.
Right, right. You're not doing it to post the pictures for social media, right? You're doing it for your own gratification.
And you're not content just sitting on the couch and calling your wife all day long.
Well, it have never been because I've always been again, like I think I was misunderstanding you when you said driven. That's what I think it was. But yeah, I never was. But you got to understand, proper men don't sit on no couches. So if anybody's ever made a selection and come in and look at a man, that's for relaxation and the end. That's for the ball game.
Mm-hmm.
That's for after you done paid all the bills. That's to kick your feet up. That's for the pleasure of having your woman bringing you some food. That's what the couch is for. The couch ain't an all day park your butt thing. When I was a kid, you couldn't even. They had that what do you call the plastic on the couch? Man, a couch.
Yeah. You couldn't even go in there and sit down.
Man, the couch is for sure. Get out my living room, white rug.
Right.
Man, listen, a couch was for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're not seeing what it is. It reminds me of the expression "can't see the forest for the trees." We also looking so outwardly, so much for fulfillment. And Antoinette was mentioning earlier, we looking so much outward for fulfillment that we ain't starting the primary job, which is ourselves. And that I'm gonna tell you, my last 5 years has taught me about self. And at the times early in my life, when I stopped focusing on self, improving, spiritually, financially, otherwise improving self, that's when things got off kilter. When she'll do this for me, she'll make it better for me in this way. That's when it goes off kilter. That's when it goes off kilter. So you got to be about your purpose. Now, your purpose could be have a woman in the family, have a wife. That could be your purpose. But if you falling back to say, oh, she's gonna do this purpose for me, ooh, well, you got bad things coming.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Shout out again to Jay Emmanuel. He says, I agree. We do look too much on the outward. We need to focus on our inner well being. And, I like this because a lot more, it seems like a lot more Black people are becoming more conscious about, setting boundaries, mental health, and going to get therapy and actually finding out what past traumas are and trying to heal those past traumas and learning from them, right? But at the same time, we have to be with somebody that's willing to do the same thing in return. Y'all, listen, ladies, I don't want y'all to be mad at me. I promise you, I'm gonna make it up to y'all on the next live stream. On the next live stream, Alabama Church Girl and Antoinette are gonna get what they have to get off their chest because I know they tight. We don't have time to do it tonight, but next week, I promise you, y'all, I'm gonna fall back and I'm gonna start with y'all, and I'm gonna let y'all get whatever y'all need to get off y'all's chest for therapeutic Tuesday. Is that a deal? Can y'all work with me on that one?
We can do that.
That sounds like a winner.
Well, thank you so much. I didn't mean for it to go this long, but sometimes it get a little good, right? And I know sometimes I can get a little long winded. You know what I'm saying? But it got good. It got good. That's what's up. And Big Mag, I see you. I'm definitely hitting you up, man. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Jay Emmanuel, thank you so much for your continued support. You know what? I got something in mind, Big Mag Fisher. I got something in mind, Jay Emmanuel. So y'all keep an eye on your email. Keep an eye on your email. I got a little something up my sleeve now. You feel me? So yeah, y'all. I think that's it for tonight. Antoinette, do you got any last thoughts that you want to say?
Just the habits and everything that we express. Again, it was written in letters of enslavement. So maybe that's something that we could spin off on another time, because marriage and survival was not something that we were allowed to do.
Mm.
So that could take us, onto the next episode. But
Ooh,
until
ooh,
then, don't forget
ooh.
to like, share, subscribe, and get ready for next week because we're going to get that off of our chest.
Did y'all hear that? Yo, Antoinette just gave us a teaser for next week, y'all. We finna get into it. J. Manuel says, thank you, ladies, for sharing your wisdom. And yo, I can't shout out everybody in the chat enough. Thank y'all so much for joining us and participating. Alabama Church Girl, you got something you want to say before we get out?
I'm just echoing what's already been stated. To thy own self be true.
Mm-hmm.
Really get to know yourself and understand what your needs are before you try to add someone into the space with you. Once you're able to articulate what your needs are, what your triggers are, what your traumas are, what your desires are, where you see yourself going, then it's easier to narrow down who's going to best suit these needs that can go where I'm going that will not push my trigger buttons. So just echoing, to thine own self be true.
I got you. It ain't nothing wrong
And
with it. I
charge your
love it.
crystals.
Amen.
Hey, charge the crystals. I can dig it. Big Mag, you got something you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Man, not too much, man. I'm just acknowledging how much those principles are just cross over into everyday living. You know, Alabama Church Girl. I forgot. I remember from last time you were from Alabama. So on Roll Tide. But yeah, it's
The War Eagle.
well, I was born in Queens, but you know, I spent every summer south until we got to my high school. So I'm you know, I'm a city boy with country roots. But yeah, it's just echoing. Listen, yeah, everything crosses over so much, and the more conversations about digging into ourselves, opening certain doors, and adopting behaviors. I see one thing a lot of people, everybody wants to apologize for all wrongs and this and that and the other. But nobody understands the spiritual principle of amends. And amends means not only do you apologize, but you stop doing the behavior that caused harm.
Okay.
So I just want, y'all really, y'all was hitting on the head. Y'all was hitting on the head. And I like the discourse because the more people see, I'm a Gen Xer. This has happened in my lifetime, so I feel somewhat responsible. You guys definitely look a little younger than me. Definitely. So the more conversation we have about it, the better we'll get about it. And the better we'll be about it. Thanks for having me up.
Yo, that's what's up. Thank you so much for coming up, Big Mag. You are welcome back anytime. But listen, I need for all of y'all to share this video. If you got any value out of this video, I promise you somebody else will too. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share this video with somebody. I promise you we'll go places if we do that. But listen, y'all. Our time is far spent. It's time for us to go, y'all. It's your boy JD, aka Mr. December. Peace, y'all.